We humans have become incredibly advanced today. We can travel beyond Earth, observe the universe millions of light years away, and we have science to answer our deepest questions. Using scientific data, we've even made fairly accurate assumptions about our existence. Earth, our home, where humanity has lived for generations, which has sheltered life for billions of years and continues to do so today. According to scientists, Earth is home to around 8.7 million species, of which we've discovered only about 15%. But where did all these species come from? How did life on Earth actually begin? To find out, we have to go back in time, to the very beginning, when the Earth was in its earliest stage. So let's go back roughly 4.5 billion years. At that time, a massive ball of rock was orbiting an unnamed star. Its surface was made of molten lava, and there was no sign of life on it. Small rocks continuously rained down from the sky. This process went on for a long time, and eventually, this giant ball of rock took the form of a planet. It also got a moon of its own, the same planet we now call home. Back then, Earth's temperature was extremely high. After a long time, the planet began to cool slightly, and a solid surface formed. About 3.9 billion years ago, Earth went through another heavy bombardment known as the Late Heavy Bombardment. During this time, Earth wasn't just hit by rocks, but also by meteoroids in huge numbers, thousands per day. But these meteoroids brought something special. They contained frozen crystals of ice. This ice helped form our oceans and also brought nitrogen into Earth's atmosphere. Yet Earth was still lifeless. Conditions were not yet suitable for life. The atmosphere was full of toxic gases and completely devoid of oxygen. Earth was entirely surrounded by oceans. But things were about to change. Around 3.8 billion years ago, another meteor shower began. But this time, the meteors carried more than just water. They brought essential minerals from space, including carbon, proteins, and amino acids, all the ingredients necessary for life, and delivered them into the depths of the oceans. Even though sunlight couldn't reach those depths, hydrothermal vents, natural underwater chimneys, kept the water warm. And it was here that the first seeds of life were sown. We don't know exactly how it happened, but somehow the minerals and chemicals reacted with each other and created the first living organism, single-celled microbes, a type of bacteria. These bacteria began to multiply rapidly in the oceans, and over millions of years, about 3.5 billion years ago, their numbers became so vast that they began to form rock-like structures called stromatolites. Each stromatolite was actually a colony of these microbes. These bacteria used sunlight to make food, a process we now call photosynthesis. And in this process, they released a byproduct, oxygen. These tiny organisms created something truly precious, something absolutely necessary for complex life to exist: oxygen in the atmosphere. For nearly 2 billion years, oxygen levels on Earth kept rising. Even 1.5 billion years ago, Earth still hadn't developed any complex life. There were no large land masses, only small islands surrounded by water. But now, Earth's crust began to shift. Tectonic activity broke Earth's surface into several plates. Due to plate movements, these small islands eventually merged into a supercontinent called Rodinia. At that time, Earth's average temperature was about 30 degrees Celsius, and a day lasted 18 hours. But Earth's environment was about to change again. Around 750 million years ago, Rodinia began to break apart. Molten lava erupted from volcanoes, increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Thick clouds of CO2 formed in the sky, leading to acid rain. As this acidic rain fell, CO2 got locked into rocks, significantly reducing its levels in the atmosphere. With less CO2, Earth's ability to trap the sun's heat weakened, and the planet cooled rapidly, leading to the first ice age, the longest ice age in Earth's history. But this too didn't last forever. Over time, CO2 levels in the atmosphere rose again, Earth's temperature increased, the glaciers melted, and Earth returned to a more stable state. But what happened to the single-celled bacteria that existed before the Ice Age? By around 540 million years ago, all the ice had melted, and the oceans looked entirely different. With plenty of oxygen, these microbes evolved into various complex organisms. There were strange, alien-like sea creatures, sea plants, and even giant marine predators. Some of these creatures were only 5 centimeters long, but had developed something special, a backbone. These were the first animals with a spine, an evolutionary leap that would eventually lead to humans. About 460 million years ago, Earth started resembling the world we know today. Rodinia had broken into smaller continents, but still, no life existed on land. No trees, no animals. Why? The reason was the harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. But now, a protective shield called the ozone layer was forming in the atmosphere. Oxygen in the air reacted with UV radiation to create ozone gas, forming a layer that protected Earth's surface. This allowed small algae and moss to grow on land, the first land plants. Eventually, a fish with powerful fins called the Tiktaalik decided to venture onto land. Using its fins like legs, it adapted to live outside water. After millions of years of evolution, these creatures became fully land-dwelling and are known as tetrapods. By 360 million years ago, tetrapods had evolved to live entirely on land. These were the ancestors of dinosaurs, birds, mammals, and eventually humans. A brand new species had begun to take shape. But now, Earth was about to enter a dark period. While life continued to evolve, Earth's environment began changing rapidly again. Massive volcanic eruptions caused Earth's temperature to rise drastically, leading to a major catastrophe, a mass extinction.